Right.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wake Tech for today's game featuring the Mustangs from Monroe College and your Wake Tech Eagles. At this time, we ask that you please stand if you are able as we honor the United States of America with the playing of our national anthem. And now, let's meet today's starting lineups. First, for the Monroe Mustangs. At guard, sophomore number 0, Albert Vargas. At guard, sophomore number 2, Jerome Hammond. At forward, freshman number 12, Braquan Moore. At guard, sophomore number 23, Zaire Wells.
Welcome in, everybody, to Wake Tech. We're at the North Campus, where today the Wake Tech Eagles will be hosting the Monroe College Mustangs out of New Rochelle, New York. This is going to be a really good one for the Wake Tech Holiday Classic. These two teams both splitting games over the last couple days here at the Holiday Classic here, and both teams want to make sure they end this thing off with a win. For the Wake Tech Eagles, they're going to be led by Joshua Stevenson, Trenton Gerald, KJ Harper, Gio Preet, and also Eddie Volkers in the starting lineup. Here's some big news for the Eagles. CJ Jordan, their second leading scorer, averaging 12.13 points per game, is out and unavailable for this game. So where's the scoring going to come from for the Eagles? That's where head coach Adam Wainwright will be leaning on his 25-year-old veteran, literally a veteran coming from out of the armed forces, Eddie Volkert. Played for this team 5 seasons ago, took a break to go serve his country, and now he is back, and he is the leading scorer on his program. When he was a freshman, averaged over 23 points per game. Now, head coach Adam Wainwright says that, hey, I might need you to score 30 in this game. Monroe College, one of the best junior college teams in the nation. They are sitting at 9-5 for their record on the season. So they are one of the top teams, and this is one of the games where the Eagles will be seeing how far along their program has come, or how far along they need to go going against a team like this. So we're almost ready to tip off. Monroe will have the size advantage over the Eagles. As we see, Braquan Moore is going to tip off with KJ Harper, and we get things going, and the ball goes to the Mustangs to start off. So number 2 right there is Jawari Hamlin. And you're going to see a high-paced, fast offense from the Mustangs. One thing head coach Adam Wainwright told me is that he's going to change up his defense so many times during this game. And right there, missing the shot, and the Eagles come away with the ball. Eddie Volkerts bringing it up the court, trying to see if he can get some of that scoring started early for the Eagles. And we have a block shot, and looks like there's going to be an early foul called on the floor, and that will go on number 23, Zaire Wells. It'll be his first of the game. Trenton Gerald, freshman out of Naperville, Illinois, went to Ardrey Kell High School out of Charlotte, North Carolina. He's going to go to the line for 2. Splashes the first one for Mr. Gerald. Number 2 going up, and he makes both of them. Normally a 55% free throw shooter, 100% so far in this game as the Eagles have a 2-0 lead. Mustangs setting up their offense. Back out, and that is Stefano Falapa out of Italy, and he's going to miss his first shot. At 6'9", he's the tallest player that's going to be on the floor today. And that's something that we're going to have to look out for when it comes down to the Eagles, as the Mustangs do have the size advantage. Setting up the offense now. Volkerts gets it over to Stevenson. Stevenson out to KJ Harper. He's going to find Volkerts out here. Watch out so he's not out of bounds. Passes it back over to Harper. Big three-point going up for Stevenson. That misses, but we're going to have another. Actually, that's going to be shot clock violation, so we're going to have a turnover for the Eagles. Still a 2-0 to lead for Wake Tech. Hamlin bringing the ball over the court. Person to look out for the Mustangs is their star, number 0, Albert Vargas. He's leading them in scoring 14 points per game. Stefano Falapas, he's going to be posting up down low. He has that size advantage. Passes off, almost a turnover, but the shot goes up, and it's good for Brequan Moore as the Mustangs tie the game. Head coach Adam Wainwright going to throw a lot of different defenses at the Mustangs. Also going to try a few different things out on offense. Going to need a lot from this guy, number 21, Eddie Volkerts, normally 14 points per game in this season. Needs him to get about 30, and that's a nice one right there from number 11, Joshua Stevenson, as he's on the board. Nice spin around move for Stefano Falapa, and he ties the game up for the Mustangs. That's something to look out for down low, as the Mustangs will have the advantage in the paint, especially against a smaller team and a team that's missing their second leading scorer. But hey, no problem for Trenton Gerald. He says he's up for the challenge, and he puts that one in. Fast-paced scoring. Vargas right here with the ball, the star for the Mustangs. He gets that up, and he's going to be fouled on the attempt. That one's going to go against Joshua Stevenson. That's his first foul of the game. So Vargas is going to go to the line for 2. Typically a 79% free throw shooter on this season. And the first one is good for Vargas. He's averaging over 14 points per game, as I said earlier, shooting at over 41% from the field. So this is a player to look out for, and a player that some folks believe can also play at the next level, and he misses the second one. So the Wake Tech Eagles up by 1, 6-5, 17-minute mark here in the first half. Eagles setting up their offense. Volkerts. Stevenson trying to find an open man. Volkerts saves the ball. Almost a turnover for the Eagles. Gio Preed in the corner for 3. He can hit that. That was just off the mark, though. And look, this is what Monroe College does. They get off to the fast start, and look at that dunk by Zaire Wells on the break. My goodness. That's what the Eagles are going to have to contend with this team. the Mustangs can get up and down the floor pretty fast. So as you see, they're playing their zone to slow down the Eagles. Who can get the right shot, and that's another turnover. Can the transition defense step up, and that's a foul. Looked like a block at that moment, but we'll see who they assess this one to. Oh, and that's going to be on number 14, KJ Harper. It's going to be his first foul of the game. Jawari Hamlin's going to go to the line for 2. Hamlin gets that one to go. Normally shooting at 71% from the free throw line this season. He's also the second leading scorer for the Mustangs. Nine points for Monroe as they have a 3-point lead over Wake Tech. 16 minutes left in the first half. So the Eagles now down by 3, and that is another turnover. 3 straight turnovers for them, and you can't have Monroe out there running, and there's Wells once again with the transition bucket. Head coach Adam Wainwright talking to his guys, getting in the right play. They've had 3 straight turnovers on 3 straight possessions, and will this be another one? And they're going to say, no, that was tipped, and that it will be a turnover right there. So now 4 turnovers in 4 possessions for the Eagles. We're going to have Ray Faison come in, and he's going to replace, looks like Gio Preet is going to sit down for the Eagles. So 11-6 is the advantage for Monroe. You see that they are fast on the transition. And that was going to be knocked out of bounds. It'll stay right here for the Mustangs. Head coach Adam Wainwright is going to show a bunch of different defenses. He's going to try to get his team to stick with one of the best JUCO teams in the nation. Around the screen, look at that. Back out to Hamlin. Hamlin for 3, just off the mark, and the Eagles get the rebound. So we're headed the other way. Stevenson going a little wild to the cup, but there'll be a foul right there, and that'll be assessed to, looks like, number 12, Brequan Moore. Inbound the ball, Volkerts gets it back out to Stevenson. Stevenson to Faison. Volkerts hasn't taken a shot yet in this game, and that was going to go out of bounds and staying right here for the Eagles. Volkerts, number 21, 25-year-old Army veteran, served his country for 5 years and decided he wanted to come back to Wake Tech. Kept in contact with head coach Wainwright the entire time and gave him a call, said, hey, I want to come back and play. And head coach Wainwright thinks that he could play at the next level. He just misses that 3-pointer right there. Fast up the floor for the Mustangs. 3-pointer attempt, no good. Volkerts. It's going to be a kick ball. So as you see, the length has been an issue as these passes are getting tipped. They're getting kicked. It's hard to get those entry passes in for the Eagles. Another substitution in now. Darius Jones comes in for number 12, Trenton Gerald. They're going to miss Gerald's size at 6'7". Jones is 6'5" himself, only 2 inches off, but it is a bigger Mustangs team. Shot goes up, and it's a good 3-pointer. Ray Faison comes in and hits his first 3. The redshirt freshman out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Ooh, and that one right back for Zatai Townsend for the Mustangs. So they answer right back. The Eagles need to get stops if they want to cut into this lead. Back up by 5 for the Mustangs. Volkert thought about it, pulled it back out. hard attempt right there for Harper, but the rebound goes to the Mustangs. Monroe pushing the pace right there, and look at that quick shot. Devere Palmer Jr. gets it to go. The freshman, 6'7", out of Corona, New York. So the Eagles now down by 7. This is the largest deficit of the game for them so far. They don't want to let this one get out of hand. Nice up and under, fake, and that's going to be a pass out. They're trying to get the right shot. Up and under, just rolls out, but the tip doesn't go. Rebound still stays right here. Volkerts for 3. Big skying rebound by Ray Faison, but that's going to be a turnover on the other end, and that one's going to be blocked out of bounds, but the referee is going to call a foul, and that one should go to KJ Harper. That is his second foul. We're going to have a timeout, and we'll be back right here in Raleigh, North Carolina after the break. Back here, Wake Tech Eagles down by 7 against Monroe. Monroe has already had 7 players score, and they're led by Zaire Wells, who is at the line right now. He has 4 points, but 7 players on the scoreboard so far. Wells to the line, their third leading scorer, typically a 67% shooter from the free throw line, as he's there for 2. First one up, and it's good for Wells. So now head coach Adam Wainwright for the Eagles on the sideline, thinking about the strategy for the rest of this game. He's going to try to throw some different defenses at this team to try to stop them and slow them down as Wells makes his second, as now the Mustangs double up on the Eagles 18-9. 12:47, as that is almost a steal that goes out of bounds. Good hands for the Mustangs. So this is the length and athleticism we were talking about. Coach Wainwright loves his team this year, says that they are an athletic bunch, but they are raw. They need to learn how to work together, how to play together, and they're trying different things, and that's going to be out of bounds, and that's going to stay with the Eagles. So that was close to being yet another turnover for them. 4 turnovers for the Eagles now, as they inbound the ball. Luckily, it wasn't their 5th. Setting up their offense, 15 seconds on the shot clock. As Volkerts gets it over. 3-pointer, not good for Stevenson, but there will be a foul heading the other direction, and let's see, that's going to go on number 0, Ethan Montague. Mr. Robin Pate's going to help get the stanchion back in together. That one fell down. I don't know if you can see that on the broadcast on the side over there. But here we go. 12:25 in the first half. Can the Eagles get a stop? And that's an open 3 for Hamlin. But it's a big time sky and rebound for Volkerts, and he's pushing the pace, trying to find an open man. 3-pointer tip, Montague. Skying rebound, and that is put up and put in by Darius Jones, the freshman from Fayetteville. So now that cuts the lead back to 7. Eagles got to stop and got a bucket. Now it's going to be kicked out of bounds, and that's what the Eagles need to do to get back into this game for the rest of this half. Only 4 players scoring for the Eagles so far, 7 for the Mustangs. Eagles being led right now by Gerald. Three-point attempt for the Mustangs, and that's great for Zatai Townsend. That one looked good, coming from the sophomore from Brentwood, New York. 10-point lead now for the Mustangs, their largest of the game. Eagles try to set up their offense as we're at 10 seconds left on the shot clock. They need to find an open man, and they get it. And that was a missed three-point attempt from Michael Miller. And that was out of bounds. Stay right there with the Mustangs. So we're going to have a couple folks coming back in. Vargas back in for the Mustangs. So is Ryan Williams seeing his first action for the team. Hamlin and Wells getting a much-needed break. Under 11 minutes left in the first half. Easy bucket in the middle for Falapa, the sophomore out of Italy. Eagles now trying to find the right offense, and that's going to be another turnover, their 5th of the game, as a traveling violation is called on Mr. Faison. So this is the largest lead of the game, 12 points for the Eagles. They're trying to climb back into this one, Falapa. And that one's going to be a turnover. Up to the basket, nice pass, and that was in for Jones. Amazing pass by Michael Miller, but look at the Mustangs back up the court so fast. That's what they do. Good defensive strategy right there for the Eagles as they were flying down the court. Got to get this one back under control. Miller for 3, and he misses it. But look how fast the Mustangs go back up the court. And that one's going to be a foul called on Volkerts. Volkerts talking to his team, telling them, hey, we need to get back into this. We need to control this. As Zatai Townsend is going to go to the line for 2 shots. Townsend misses the front end of this one. Normally a 76% free throw shooter. Volkerts still barking out orders to his group. Can the Eagles get a score here? That's going to be a kick ball. Eagles down by 11, 24-13. We're about halfway through this first half. Coach Wainwright says he needs about 30 from Volkerts. He's waiting for his first points of the game. Under 10 to go. Eagles slowing it down a little bit on offense, trying to get the right pass in. Volkerts stuck in the corner, dribbles out of it, gets it in, and that is a nice pass, and Miller gets it in right before the buzzer. Those are the types of plays that the Eagles need to make to get back into this one. Vargas taking it up for the Mustangs. He's been quiet so far, but he's somebody expected to go up, and look at that. Falapa just continues to show his dominance in the paint. 6 points for him. An 11-point lead for the Mustangs. Nice drive into the bucket. The reverse doesn't go for Miller, and the Eagles get it right back. Great hands from Jones, and that one's just taken right back by the Mustangs. Look at the ball handling ability. Look how fast they go up, and look at that one and the finish from Ryan Williams, and that'll be a foul on the floor as he has the opportunity for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Foul White Tech number 0, Ethan Montague, second, P6.
Hamlin and Moore coming back in for the Mustangs, as Palmer and Townsend will get a chance to sit. Williams, a 56% free throw shooter. Gets the old-fashioned three-point play, and now we have a 14-point lead for the Mustangs. About 8:30 left in this game. Ray Faison looks back to head coach Adam Wainwright to get his marching orders. Eagles, big time shot from Miller, and he's come in and showing some great offensive spurts for Wake Tech. So now Wake Tech needs to get a stop so they can cut into this lead. That one does go out of bounds, and good defense from the Eagles as they have an opportunity to cut this one a little bit more. 29-18 is the lead for the Mustangs. Coming up on 8 minutes left in this half. Volker, nice pass over to Faison. Faison weaving in and out, and he's going to be fouled on the floor. That was going to be assessed to Brequan Moore. It's his second foul. So it looks like Palmer is going to come in, probably for Moore, since he has 2 fouls. So it'll be interesting to see if Moore sits for the rest of this half in foul trouble. Under 8 minutes to go. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Eagles down by 11. Nice pass inside to Volkers as he cuts the lead to 9. Eagles getting the rebound. Good stop on the other direction, but another bad pass, and that's going to be another turnover for them. Transition defense now a key. Look at that drive and the bucket for Palmer Jr. out of Corona, New York. And that's the last thing the Eagles needed at this point. Couple of reserves about to come back in. 7 minutes to go in this half. 3-point attempt, no good. Falapa skying with the rebound, and he fell down, so that's going to be called a traveling violation. Ball will stay right here. For the Eagles, we'll have an official timeout, and we'll be back in just a bit as the Mustangs have an 11-point lead over the Eagles. Welcome back to the Wake Tech Holiday Classic as the Eagles are hosting the Monroe Mustangs, one of the best JUCO teams in the nation. So head coach Adam Wainwright looking for his guys to show what they have against one of the country's best. The Eagles are 8-7 so far this year. Lost last night's game, but won the 2 before that. Looking for another win tonight, but currently they're down by 11. And up and in for Joshua Stevenson. So can the Eagles get some more stops? A few turnovers for the Eagles, also some missed shots, and one of the reasons why they are currently down by 9. Transition defense has been an issue, and look at that shot by Vargas. The leading scorer for the Mustangs, that shot is pure. On the other end, Faison says his shot is pure too, but just misses this one. It's going to be a foul called down low. It looks like that one's going to go against number 13, DeVere Palmer Jr. So right now for the Eagles, three players, have 4 points. Currently down by 12. They need stops. They need buckets. Inbounds pass, Volkerts. Eagles trying to find whatever they can. Volkerts picks it up, and the foul. Has a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play. Great hands for Volkerts. That one could have been another turnover for the Eagles, but he was able to steady that one and get it home. Gets that one in, the 73% free throw shooter for the season. So now a 9-point deficit for the Eagles. Palmer comes out. We're at 6 minutes left in the half. Chain of defense coming from the Eagles bench as they need some stops. This is one of the different defenses they're throwing at the Mustangs. Looks like a little 1-3-1 action. Falapa gets the follow through. $11-point lead for the Mustangs. Great hands from Falapa right there, causing that turnover. And that was just blocked in the sky. Look at that block from K.J. Harper. All ball on that one. What a great piece of defense from him, as that one could have been a dagger for the Eagles. So we're at 5:25 left in the half. Vargas set to throw it in for the Mustangs. Falapa throws it out. Vargas, another three-point attempt. That shot looks amazing for him, and you're definitely going to see him on the next level at some point. 14-point lead now for the Mustangs. Eagles needing a bucket and needing a little bit more defense on the other end. They can't afford a turnover, and that is another turnover, but they stopped that one from getting another transition bucket. Nine turnovers so far in the game for the Eagles, and that's been one of the stories as the Mustangs have shown why they are one of the country's best. Almost a turnover. Vargas saves it, gets the floater to go, and you see exactly why he is the leading scorer for that team. Largest lead of the game, 16 points. What can the Eagles do on the offensive side? Stevenson misses the shot, and that one's going to go out of bounds on the Eagles. Going to try to catch up with head coach Adam Wainwright during the halftime, see what his thoughts are, see what the halftime adjustments are going to be for what he's seen so far in this game. But turnover so far the story, also transition defense has been an issue, but the Eagles still trying to get back into this game. Vargas set to throw it in for his team. Actually, Hamlin now is going to throw this in. 4:07 left in the half. Corner three for Hamlin. Just basically a give and go, and that one rolls all the way around the world, finally drops. And this lead balloons now to 19 for the Mustangs. What can Volkers do? Can he put the team on his back? He gets it inside, and it looks like there's going to be a foul called, and foul now assessed, and it's going to be brought in by Joshua Stevenson. Gets it into Gerald. Eagles trying to set up some offense. That's a big-time shot, and it was needed to stop the bleeding. Jalen Cobb getting his first points of the game from Kinston, North Carolina. You know anything about Kinston, you know basketball runs down there, and there's something in the water. So many NBA pros come from out of Kinston, North Carolina, as the Eagles get a big-time rebound and a stop. Maybe they can cut into this lead just a little bit more. 3:09 left in the half, and that is going to be a foul called off the ball, and that's going to go against number 5, Isaiah Middleton. So now Gerald is going to head to the line for 2. Actually, it's going to be a 1-and-1 situation according to the referees. 54% free throw shooter this season, Gerald is. Makes the first one, which was big for the Eagles. That cuts the lead to 15. Gerald for a second one, gets it to go. 6 points for him, and the Eagles have needed all 6 of those. 3:05 left in the first half, as the Eagles have now cut the lead from 19 to 14. Can he cut it a little bit more before halftime? Crossover from Hamlin. Hamlin showing all the dipsy doos outside to Falapa. Vargas thought about the 3, goes inside, wraps around, and that one's going to go up, but a miss. Eagles getting a nice stop on the defensive end. Volkerts bringing it up, and now points are needed. Floater goes for Volkerts, and that one's going to be tipped out of bounds, and where's that going to go? Looks like that's going to stay here for the Eagles. Actually, officials going to talk about it, going to confer. Actually say it's going to go towards the Mustangs. 2:32 left in the half. This Wake Tech Holiday Classic has been amazing so far the last few days. A lot of great basketball action here on the North Campus. Eagles will love to close it out with a win. That's going to be a foul on the floor and a rebound attempt. Trenton Gerald gets the foul. That'll be his first of the game. Isaiah Middleton goes to the line, shooting the free throw, so 1-and-1 situation, makes the first. Middleton, a 62% free throw shooter. And he misses the second one. 15-point lead for the Mustangs. What can the Eagles do? They're trying to climb back into this one. Volkerts with the pure shot. Cuts it to 13 for the Eagles. 7 points for Volkerts as he leads his team. And looks like a foul is going to be called right there. And that's going to go on who? It looks like that's going to be called on Falapa. He was boxing out Trenton Gerald, using a little bit of elbow there. So, of course, on the sideline right there for the Mustangs, they disagree. Head coach Jeff Brustad stating his case to the official on the sideline. 1:47 left in the half. Eagles down by 13. Falapa comes out of the game, which is big for the Eagles, as he's the tallest player between both teams. That was also his second foul, so he may be sitting for the rest of the half. Can the Eagles take advantage? 3 was made earlier by number 2, Jalen Cobb. And oh my goodness! A lot of violence on that one. I thought that was going to be a blocking foul, but that's going to be a charging foul called on Joshua Stevenson. So the bucket is no good. 1:21 left in this first half. Hamlin bringing it up the floor for the Mustangs. Nice handoff to Wells. Wells stops on a dime. The lefty can't get it to go. Big skying rebound for Volkerts. Always has his head up. Looking for somebody open. Volkerts in the middle. Good pass, but no dice for the Eagles. And look at that one. Bucket and the foul for Trenton Gerald, and he's talking his trash. That cuts the lead to 11. Volkerts talking to Gerald, hey, calm down just a little bit. We need to stay in this game, stay focused. We don't need you getting any technical fouls. So good job, good leadership from the 25-year-old Volkerts talking to his guy, Gerald. So he's at the line. And he is perfect. Now a 10-point lead for the Mustangs. This one was a 19-point lead as the Eagles have slowly but surely cut back into this one. 45 seconds left in the half. Great move, but look at that block, but they're going to say that is a foul on the floor. And the Eagles cannot believe it. They thought that one was clean, but maybe some body in that one. Palmer going to the line for two. Palmer with his first attempt gets it to go. So this has been a great stretch over the last 3 minutes or so for the Eagles. They've been able to cut back into this game. 10-2 run for Wake Tech over the last 3 minutes and 17 seconds. But the Mustangs have a little bit to say about it right now. As Palmer makes the second of two. So now the lead back up to 12. Eagles did get it down to 10 after being down by 19. 41.1 seconds left. Looks like the Mustangs are going to show a little bit of a three-quarter court press. Eagles get it over the timeline in time. 30 seconds left in the half. Volkerts driving left. He's open in the corner, but his man doesn't get it to him in time. Oh, great rejection at the basket from Moore. The Mustangs running. And that one is blocked. So return the favor for KJ Harper. Jones gets the bucket in as that pulls it within 10. 2 seconds left. It gets good if it goes. And look at that. The Eagles start things going to the half with things going right. They are only down by 10, 47-37. We'll see you back in 15 minutes on the other side for the second half for the Wake Tech Holiday Classic. Welcome back here at the North Campus of Wake Tech here in Raleigh, North Carolina. As we are about to start the second half, the Monroe Mustangs were up by as much as 19 in the first half, but in the last 5 minutes of that first half, the Eagles started storming back, and now they have pulled it back within 10. So that's where we have our deficit. For the first half, they have been led by their usual leading scorer, Albert Vargas, 9 points for him. But the Mustangs started getting hot from three. They are 4 for 5 for their last 5 attempts from beyond the three-point arc. As for the Eagles, they're being led right now by Trenton Gerald with 9 points. Also Eddie Volkert with 7 points. But they're going to need a lot more. They're also going to need to cut down on turnovers. 11 first-half turnovers for the Eagles. Head coach Adam Wainwright right now coaching his guys up in the huddle, letting them know what they need from him for the second half. So we'll see what ends up happening here. The Eagles need to get stops. They need to score and take care of the ball. The Eagles actually out-rebounded the bigger team, which is the Mustangs, 17-12. So good job for them for crashing the boards, being very handsy, being aggressive on the boards, and throwing it in because this one could have been out of hand since the Mustangs are the bigger team. Second half is underway as we get it going. I am Chris Lee. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want more Wake Tech Sports, make sure you're following at Wake Tech Sports on everything. And we have an early bucket from Darius Jones. That's exactly what the Eagles needed as they cut it back to 8. Hasn't been this close in a while for the Eagles. Back within single digits. Can they keep it like this? The Mustangs looking for their first bucket of the half, and that one's just off the mark for Palmer. Eagles going fast up the floor. Look at that one, and he flexes on him. Joshua Stevenson showing what he can do. Lead now down to 6. Head coach Adam Wainwright, it's obvious what he wanted to do. Get faster up the floor. Also get the ball in the paint. That was a contested shot, but that one goes in for Palmer. If the Eagles can get more stops, maybe make a few more threes, and also defend the three-point line, we can get back into this one as the Mustangs have been hot in their last 5 shots, making 4 or 5. Nice pass off for Volkert, and couldn't quite get it to go, but Harper is going to go to the line for 2. Looks like that foul is going to go to number 12, Requan Moore. That is going to be his 3rd foul. So it'll be interesting to see if Moore is going to end up sitting down. What will head coach Brewstad do for the Mustangs? First free throw off the mark for Harper. Typically a 44% free throw shooter for the season. Second attempt is good for Harper. So it's good for the Eagles. They come away with at least some points. Fast up the floor for the Mustangs. That's their game. Vargas, leading scorer for them, dumps it off. And that was a nice pass to Brequan Moore, who is staying in the game with those 3 fouls, but gets that one to go. Stevenson trying to set up the offense. There's a fight for the ball. Jones looking for somebody to pass it to. Does get it out of harm's way. And that one's going to be blocked. But nice follow through. Volkerts passes up on the 3. Big time rebound right there for the Eagles. That one's blocked. Stevenson with the floater. Volkerts up and in. Scrappy play for the Eagles as they got rebounds, they got loose balls, and they finished it getting some points as they now are down by 7. Mustangs wanted A foul called on that one. They've been hot from three, but that misses for Hamlin. Fast up the floor for Stevenson. Volkerts goes left. Oh, and he's met at the rim, and that is going to be big because that probably is going to be the fourth foul on Brequan Moore. So he's going to have to come out of the game. Looks like Falapa is going to come in for him. Will that spell danger for the Mustangs? And could that be the right recipe to come back for the Eagles? So they're looking to climb back into this one. Volkerts at the line. Makes the first one, typically a 73% free throw shooter. So Brequan Moore will sit down as Falapa comes back in. Moore has those 4 fouls, so keep that in mind if you're scoring this one at home. And Volkerts gets that one in. So the Eagles have absolutely scrapped back in this one. We're down by as much as 19 with under 10 minutes left in the first half. Now we are just 3 minutes into the second half, and they are only down by 5. Good job from Adam Wainwright's crew, and it looks like almost got a turnover there. Good hands from Jalen Cobb. That one goes for Wells. He's been quiet for a minute, but finally gets a bucket to go in the second half. Eagles calling out the offensive set that they want, wanting to get that right look, that perfect look. They've got Wells out. Oh, nice drive on Wells. Nice tip in for KJ Harper. Can they take advantage of Brequan Moore being out with 4 fouls? Eagles trying to get back into this one. Vargas being met at the three-point line. He has 2 3-pointers so far. Great hands from the Eagles as they cause a turnover. And they turn it right back over. But that is part of the recipe. If they can control the ball on that one, maybe get another shot, they're back within 3. So Trenton Gerald is going to come back in. Eagles leading scorer so far with 9 points. 16:01 left in the game. Eagles have pulled it within 5. Being down by as much as 19 points. Vargas, quick release. Misses that 3. Eagles have a chance to cut it to 3 or cut it to 2 with a 3-point shot. Volkerts doing work on Wells, passes it out to the open man. Harper passes it into Volkerts, but that one's tipped, and now it's a turnover. Other end, big time for DeVere Palmer Jr. And that was part of why the Mustangs got their lead in the first half. And that was a nice save on this end to get some points for Volkerts. Foul called on the floor. So that was going to go against Gerald. That is his 3rd foul. So that's something to look at, keep up with. Falapa trying to make some space down low, but that's going to be a tie-up, and the ball's going to stay right here for the Mustangs. 14:47 in the second half. Eagles only down by 5. Officials checking on something. Looks like we're all good and ready to go. Out of the inbounds. Just wondering if they're going to go for that 3-pointer, and that one just rolls out, but there's going to be a foul, and we have some bodies on the floor. Some incidental contact. So they called basket interference on the Eagles, so that will be a good bucket for the Mustangs. So now that'll be the Eagles ball, 7-point lead for the Mustangs. Really good second half so far for Wake Tech. They came into the second half down by 10. Strong move for Gerald. And that's going to be a foul on a Falapa. So that'll be his fourth. So this is something big to watch. Falapa with 4. And then Brequan Moore also with 4. Looks like Moore is going to check back in. Those guys have been critical for the Mustangs down low. So it'll be interesting to see how head coach Brustad operates for the last 14-22 of this game. First one goes in for Gerald. Falapa to sit down, Moore back in. So 2 players with 4 fouls. Misses the second one, and the Mustangs are running. Rebound stays right here for the Mustangs, and Eagles get this rebound. They're flying up the court. Look at that pass to Stevenson. He brings it back out. Volkert's been kind of quiet so far in the second half, but good leadership from his part. And he gets it to go, and he also says, "You're too small for me, son." And that pulls the Eagles back within 4 now. Can head coach Wainwright and his guys get this big upset win here at home for the Wake Tech Holiday Classic? Vargas blocked, but they're going to say that's going to be a foul. Assessing that one, KJ Harper. That'll be his second foul. We're going to have an official timeout as the score is 57-53. What can Wake Tech do? We'll find out after the break. Welcome back to Raleigh, North Carolina. Wake Tech back within 4. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, they were down by as much as 19. And now only a 4-point deficit to one of the biggest and best JUCO teams in the nation, Monroe College. The Eagles have made 3 of their last 4 shots. But right now, Monroe has a chance to extend their lead as Vargas goes to the line for 2 shots. Makes his first one. Vargas, the star for the Mustangs. 79% free throw shooter. As he makes both of them at the line for 11 points. So now a little bit of a full court press. Eagles break it. Good discipline from them. Volkerts finds the open man. Shot goes up and in for Jalen Cobb, showing them what they do down in Kinston, North Carolina. Can the Eagles get another stop? Nice dump off right here, Vargas, but the shot can't go for Wells. Eagles flying up the court. They can cut it to 2 or cut it to 1 with a 3-point play. Three-point shot goes up for Cobb, and it just rims out. He wants that one back. But the Eagles have to play some defense, and they do play some defense. Volkerts out to Cobb, one-on-one, and he's fouled at the bucket. He's going to go to the line for two. What great hands from Volkerts. So if Cobb can make these two three-pointers, two free throws, they can cut the lead to two. He's a 69% free throw shooter this season. Names like Jerry Stackhouse, Brennan Ingram, all come from Kinston, North Carolina. Look out for the next one in Jalen Cobb. And he makes the first one. Now a three-point deficit for Wake Tech. You have some substitutions for both teams. Some fresh legs coming in. 12:29 left in the game. Cobb. And look at that. The Eagles are now within two. Can you believe it? Down by as much as 19. And the Eagles have a chance to take the lead if they can get a stop on this end. Good drive, goes up, and that'll be a foul on the floor, and that'll be assessed to Darius Jones. Zatai Townsend going to the line. He's had a pretty good game so far. 7 points for him. Make that 8. One more shot for Townsend at the free throw line, 76% free throw shooter. And he gets it to go. So that extends the lead to 4, a little bit more comfortable for the Mustangs, but still a great job from the Eagles pulling back within this one. 3 goes up for Volkerts, just out. Rebound, stays here, and that's up and in for Ethan Montague, scoring all over the Capulets. You gotta know a little bit about Romeo and Juliet to know what I just said there. All right, so now we're back within 2. Under 12 to go in this game. Eagles slowly chipping away at this one, but Vargas says no, we're gonna get this one back to 4. 13 points for Vargas. He's leading the Mustangs in scoring. Volkerts with 15 points, leading the Eagles in scoring. Both of those guys right at their averages for the season. Nice pass into Jones. Beautiful pass set up there by Mikael Miller. If the Eagles can get a stop, they have an opportunity to tie this game. But you can't let Vargas open, but he does miss the front end of that three-pointer. So the Eagles can tie the game or take the lead. Volkerts with 15 points, passes it out to Cobb. What an amazing job. And look at that one, Montague just misses, could have been for the lead. Fast up the floor. Man, what a transition bucket from Townsend. That guy has strong body control, and now he has 9 points. Make that 11 points in this game for the Mustangs. Cobb cutting up, Miller for 3. That was right on line. And he flashes the 3 right in front of Hamlin's face and says, we're coming for you. 1 point deficit. 10 minutes left in this game. 20 minutes ago, the Eagles were down by 19. They're now only down by 1. Euro step. That one goes up and in for Wells. And he has a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play. That's going to go on Jones. That is his second foul. Every time Wake Tech gets it a little bit closer, The Mustangs have an answer. Palmer to the line to try to complete the three-point play. And he gets it. So we're going to have a timeout on the floor. Wake Tech only down by 4. What will happen in the last 9:46? We'll see after the break. Back here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Man, if you guys have missed out on all of this action from the Wake Tech Holiday Classic, you need to be here next year for it. The Wake Tech Eagles have a chance to knock off one of the best teams in the nation. Monroe College was in the top 25 earlier this season. They've had a few losses, so they've dropped out, but still this will be a huge win if the Eagles can pull it off. Miller for 3, made his last one. Good rebound. Eagles have been really good on the board. Cobb fouled on his attempt. Eagles have out-rebounded Monroe 29-17. That is huge because Monroe is actually the bigger team on the floor. One of the reasons, Stefano Falapa on the bench with 4 fouls. Cobb gets his first to go. Back to a 3-point deficit. Head coach Adam Wainwright having a meeting of the minds with his guys. Cobb gets that one to go. So here we go again, 2-point deficit. Vargas, one of 2 players with 13 points for the Mustangs. Volkerts leading the Eagles with 15 points. They're going to call that one a foul. Trenton Gerald absolutely disagrees on the floor. So that is his 4th foul. So now, what will head coach Wainwright do? It looks like Jones is going to come back in as there's 4 fouls for Gerald for the Eagles. The Mustangs have 2 players with 4 fouls. And Palmer gets this one to go. So Gerald will sit. Jones comes back in. And Palmer stretches it back to 4. The Eagles have been able to come back close within 1, down by as much as 19. 9 minutes left in this game. And that was an untimely turnover. Vargas, great body control, spin move, up and in for the Mustangs. Wake Tech with only 2 turnovers so far this half. They had 11 in the first half and now make it 1 more turnover. As that's the thing they didn't need. Head coach Wainwright going to take a timeout. We'll take a timeout as we'll be right back with the Eagles down by 6. Welcome back to the Wake Tech Holiday Classic here in Raleigh, North Carolina. The Eagles down by 6, 8:33 left in this game. If you're just tuning in on YouTube Live, my goodness, the Eagles were down by as much as 19 points. They pulled it back within 1 earlier in the second half. But now, thanks to a little bit of a run for the Mustangs, they still have a 6-point lead. Few turnovers for the Eagles. And the Mustangs have capitalized on this end, and that'll be over the back called on Palmer. So that is good news for the Eagles as they've let the Mustangs go on a little bit of a run. Mustangs have made 3 of their last 4. Wake Tech needs to score. They've missed 1 of their last 5 3-pointers. Almost thrown out of bounds. Montague. Cobb setting up the play, goes left, passes it off to Miller. Mustangs with that stifling defense. Eagles can't find anything open. Montague, good head fake at the buzzer. Is that going to get counted? They're saying no basket. Head coach Adam Wainwright is beside himself. He wants that one to go. It was a great-looking shot by Montague, but the officials are saying this is just too late, still on his fingertips as the buzzer went off. 7:42 left in the game. 6-point lead for the Mustangs. Vargas. He's going to be fouled, and that's going to be on Miller. He disagrees with the call, and everybody on the Wake Tech bench disagrees with the call. Vargas coming up limping just a little bit. 5'10" sophomore out of the Dominican Republic. Already leading his team with 15 points, 1 point past his season average. As he gets that one to go. Also a really good free throw shooter at 79%. Percentage is going up so far. So, can Wake Tech get back into this one? Vargas gets it to go. 8-point lead for the Mustangs. Palmer will sit. Falapa comes back in. Big number 25 for the Mustangs. He has 4 fouls. Something to watch out for. The tallest player between both teams. Miller. That one looked good from my vantage point, but just back rims it. Jones can't get it to go. Volkert draws the foul on this end. So that's going to go on Townsend. And now Townsend will have his first foul of the evening. Volkert to the line for 2. Actually, this is a 1-on-1. Back rims it. And they're going to call that foul on Montague. So he got some contact with Falapa. 7:11 left in this game. Monroe is on a 9-2 run so far over the last 2 minutes and 59 seconds of this game. Wake Tech had this one within 1. Falapa gets it to go. He's had a quiet game because of his foul trouble, but gets 2 free throws to go. And that's par for the course for him for the 70% free throw shooter out of Italy. This lead is back to 10 for Monroe. 11-2 run for them. What can Wake Tech do? Volkert's up and in. And a chance for the 3-point play. Foul on Hamlin. That is his 3rd foul. So a lot to look out for the Mustangs. 3 fouls on Hamlin. 4 fouls on Moore. 4 for Falapa, 4 for Palmer. Volkerts gets it in. 7-point deficit for Wake Tech. 6:55 left. Timeout on the floor, 76-69. We'll be right back. Eddie Volkerts has been everything and more for the Wake Tech Eagles, and it's exactly what head coach Adam Wainwright needed from him. 18 points, he's made 4 of his last 5 shots. He also has 9 rebounds, so he's close to a double-double. Wake Tech down by 7 as they are looking to make a comeback here in this game. Hamlin turns the corner for the Mustangs. Open 3-point shot. Oh my goodness, that feels like a dagger from Townsend. Eagles back down by 10. 6:30 left in the game. They've gotten it to within 1 before. Can they go on a little bit more of a run? And another turnover in this game. They had 11 turnovers in the first half, 6 so far in this half to make it 17 total for the game. It's one of the keys head coach Adam Wainwright wanted to have for this game, cut down on turnovers, which they were able to do for the first half of the second half. A few more since losing their momentum. Eagles need to stop. Down by 10. Left Falapa open. Can't do it. He's a shooter, but he misses. Hamlin with the rebound. And now the rebound goes to the Eagles. So now Volkerts has an opportunity to help lead his team back a little bit further. Volkerts with 18 points, 9 rebounds. Make that 20 points for him as he pulls them back within 8. 5:36 now left in the game. Hamlin thought about the 3, passes over to Falapa. Falapa can't get it to go. Good stop for the Eagles. Spin move for Stevenson, he missed. They're gonna call a timeout on the floor. We'll be right back with the Eagles down by 8. Welcome back in the Wake Tech Holiday Classic here on the north campus of Wake Tech. Eagles set to inbound the ball, being down by 8. Who can they lean on? And there's another turnover. They leak out, and look at that one in for Townsend. That's the last thing the Eagles needed. 5 minutes left in this game. They're down by 10 once again. Wonderful job for head coach Adam Wainwright. His guys were down by 19 in the first half. Pulled it within 1 in the second half. Gerald back in, and he's going to be fouled. That's probably 5 on Moore. That's his 5th. So Moore is going to be disqualified, but look who comes in for him. Palmer. Palmer has 4 fouls. So that's something to look out for. 2 players on the floor for the Mustangs. Number 13, Palmer. Number 25, Falapa. Both have 4 fouls each. Gerald wishes he can have that one back, as that one just rolled out. But Gerald himself has 4 fouls in this game. Only one for the Eagles with that many fouls. Trying to pull it within 9. And he gets it to go. Eagles need to stop. Playing a little bit of full court defense, and timeout for the Mustangs so they avoid the 5-second violation. We'll be right back with the Eagles down by 9. Wake Tech down by 9, 81-72, 4:39 left in this game. Eddie Volkerts has been everything and more. The 25-year-old Army veteran decided to come back to Wake Tech after 5 years, kept in contact with head coach Adam Wainwright the entire time. Has 20 points, 9 rebounds. Mustangs just get it over half-court line before the 10-second violation. Falapa tries for the backdoor pass, and nice hands for the Eagles as they get the turnover. Volkerts now with the ball. Head coach Wainwright says he needed 30 points from him. He's 10 points away, but 4 minutes left in this game. There's going to be a foul called on the floor. Who's that going to be on? If that's on Falapa, he is done for the game. He has also been disqualified from the game. So now two very important players for the Mustangs are now done with 5 fouls. Falapa and also Brequan Moore.
Say goodbye.
Devere Palmer, number 13, also has 4 fouls, so he'll be on the lookout, and this will be the first action in a while for Zaire Wells as he's now in for Falapa. Can the Eagles take advantage? And that one's good from KJ Harper. Needed that one to go. Typically a 45% free throw shooter this season. Second free throw is good. Eagles now only down by 7. 4 minutes left. Mustangs break the press. Almost saved. That was a great job collapsing on defense for the Eagles. Trying to come up with a turnover here. Eagles fall asleep on the inbounds, but That one's tipped back. Vargas decides not to shoot it. It's going to run some clock a little bit more, pulls it back out as the Mustangs have the lead. 7 points. And that's going to be a foul at the bucket. Who's that going to be assessed to? If that's on Gerald, that is going to be his 5th. So that's going to be on number 21. That's going to be on Volkerts. Okay. So Volkerts now with 3 fouls. Palmer to the line for 2. Gets the lead back to 8 for the Mustangs. 82-74. 3:41 left in the game. How do the Eagles come back in this one? As Palmer gives the Mustangs a 9-point lead. Eagles need to score as much as possible and get as many stops as possible in the last 3:30 of this contest. Volkerts back rims it. He had made 5 of his last 6 before that. Tie up, and this one will go back towards the Mustangs with 3:25 left in the game. What does head coach Wainwright do for the final few minutes of this game? Eagles have been great on the boards today. 33 rebounds to only 21 for the Eagles, for the Mustangs, excuse me. And look at the big time flush for Palmer. The Eagles fell asleep on defense. Mustangs starting to pull away from this one. Back to a double-digit lead. Cobb pulls it back out, goes to the paint. Wild shot, but the rebound. Volkerts puts it in for 3. Timely, and a timeout for the Eagles. They're going to talk it over as the Eagles are only down by 8. Can the Eagles come back? They have 2 minutes and 52 seconds to try to do so. Big time three-pointer before the timeout by their leader, Eddie Volkerts. He has 23 points. That was his average when he was here 5 years ago. And now he is back with his team, trying to lead Wake Tech as they're in Division I for the first year. Wake Tech down by as many as 19. Pulled it back within 1. Now down by 8. They need a stop. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Vargas goes left, and that's going to be out of bounds. Stay right there for the Mustangs. Vargas set to inbound for the Mustangs. He and Palmer leading the scoring charge for Monroe College. And that one's going to be called a shot clock violation. So the Eagles force a turnover. 2:20 left in the game. Cobb comes in, Miller comes out. Eagles will have to score and score fast. Only down by 8. Volkerts in the paint. His shot or his pass was knocked out. Back over to Stevenson, and he's too long. And that is knocked out of bounds off of Cobb. And now Monroe College will have the ball back. Miller coming back in. Cobb going to take a bit of a rest. 2:01 left in this contest. 8-point game. Eagles absolutely need a stop. They cannot afford for the Mustangs to score here. Vargas, spin move, around to Wells. Wells can't get the floater to go. Rebound goes to Volkerts. Volkerts, and that one is going to be called out of bounds. That's probably Volkerts' 10th. It is his 10th rebound, so now he has a double-double with 23 points and 10 rebounds. Stevenson sits. Cobb back in. Miller set to inbound this ball. Gets it into Cobb. Who's going to put the Eagles on their back for the final few seconds of this game? Miller misses this one. Saved from out of bounds. Cobb thought about the three, and he turns it over. Back the other end for the Mustangs. Stops on a dime. My goodness, Miller jumped right over Hamlin's head as he dunked under him. And now the Mustangs want a timeout as they're up by 10. We'll also take a timeout. We'll be back for the final 119 of this game after the break. .119 left in this contest. Wake Tech needs to score in bunches. They also need to get all stops down the way. They're down 87-77. Volkerts set to inbound the ball. They would love to pull off the big-time upset against one of the best JUCO teams in the nation. Cobb back over to Volkerts. Cobb thought about the three. Goes in for that floater, can't get it in, and a big-time rebound for the Mustangs. At what point do the Eagles start fouling? 60 seconds left in this contest. Eagles down by 10. What's the strategy from head coach Adam Wainwright? Wells out to Hamlin. Hamlin for three. That just rattles in, and that might be the dagger that the Mustangs needed for this game. 45 seconds left. Can the Eagles get a quick shot and maybe a quick foul? Volkerts for three, misses it. Miller can't save it out of bounds. Up ahead for Townsend, and he slams it home. That is absolutely the dagger for the Mustangs. 15-point lead for them. Shot clock is off. 27 seconds left in this game. And the Eagles had the opportunity to win this one. Down by one at 1 point earlier in this game, and they're going to call off the horses. 13 seconds left, and the Eagles will lose 92-77. What an amazing game here as the Eagles were down by as much as 19. Pulled it back within one, and then the last few minutes of this game, Monroe showed why they were so good, and now they have a 15-point victory. Thank you guys for joining us. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at Wake Tech Sports. We'll see you for the next game right here at Wake Tech.